Hello! Today I'm going to be giving you 3 key questions to help you find your life purpose. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Kimberly. I'm a life coach who's sharing tools and techniques to help you find more clarity about what you want from life and the confidence to help you achieve it. So, the place I want to start is with why it's important to define your purpose. Now, you may have already answered this question for yourself if you're here, but equally you might not. So, the way I like to describe it in my workshops and for my clients is like trying to get from A to B, but not knowing where B is. You'd get lost. You wouldn't know where you need to go. So, what you typically do if you're traveling on a journey is you look at where you are, A, and then you define where you want to go, B, and then you're able to plot a route. And sometimes there may be a tree in the way or there may be roadworks, but you're able to navigate around because you know where you want to go. And that's essentially what we're doing here. It's giving you a grounding for how you want to live your life. So, with that, let's start with the questions. Question number 1: what do I love to do? So, ask yourself this. What do you love to dance? Do you love to sew? Do you love to help other people? What is it that really lights you up inside? What really brings you joy? And as I say, it doesn't have to be, it could be something, an activity, or it could be a way of being. It could be something that you do. It could be gift giving, anything. Pop down on a piece of paper or in your journal everything that you love to do. If you struggle with this and you think, I don't really know what I love to do, or I haven't really found anything that I love doing, don't worry, don't panic. That's absolutely fine. I have an experiment for you, and that is to write down on a piece of paper. You can write this as a list or a mind map, however you like to do it. Everything that you can think of that you could try. Now, don't filter on this. Don't judge what you think is possible for you or what you think you would like. Literally write down anything and everything. And then once you've done that, I want you to go through and start to pick off these activities one by one and give them a try. What you're doing is giving yourself the chance to find what it is that you might love to do. And you never know, you might find something that you never even thought of. A brilliant example of this is my husband. I had been trying for 3 years before we got married to encourage him to do dance lessons with me. And he didn't want to do it. He was too embarrassed and too scared that he would look stupid dancing. And just before we got married, he promised me that we'd do dance lessons. Now, it took another 2 years for us to actually make it to dance lessons. But after that first dance lesson, he loved it. He thought it was brilliant. It was fun. He didn't feel stupid like he thought he would. And he had a really good time. And now we do that every single week. So that's just that's just an example. But try it, experiment and see what works for you. So that's the first question, which brings us on to the second. What do others think about you? And how do they ask for your help? So in this question, as I say, it's got 2 parts. First part, what do they think of you? How would your friends describe you? What would they say? And you get bonus points if you actually ask them. Now, doing this exercise is really, really powerful because you'll be, in some points, surprised. I did this exercise as part of a course I'm in, and it really surprised me, but also made me feel happy to realize the things that people see in me that sometimes I don't see. So definitely give that a go. And also think about, what do your friends ask you for? So back when I was at school, my friends used to ask me for help. They'd ask me for help with homework and assignments. And when it came to doing our university applications, they'd ask me to help them fill them out because that's who they knew me to be, the person who helps out. the person who always shares their skills. And it's only now that I'm really starting to use those skills in a work capacity, but I've always had them. So that is how people see me, have always seen me. So think about that for yourself. Think about what do people ask you for? What questions do they ask? How do you spend your time with other people? So that brings us to the third question, which is, how do you want to be remembered? This may be really easy for you, but equally it may be a really challenging question. And if you find this question challenging, what I would like you to do is to pop your phone down somewhere and go into a different room, so you're away from your phone and away from any distractions, and just sit with this question and just wait patiently, breathe deeply, and see what comes up for you. It may be that something big comes up. If something big comes up, don't filter it, don't judge it, just write it down on a piece of paper. So something like, I want to win a Nobel Peace Prize, or I want to impact social change. As I say, don't filter it. But equally, do not judge yourself if what comes up is, I want to be a good wife, or I want to be a good mother, or I want to be a marathon runner. Anything that comes up is totally fine. Don't judge it. And once you've answered those 3 questions, so what do you love to do? How do you show up for other people, and what do they love about you? And how do you want to be remembered? The next step is to look for trends in your answers. Look for where there's some commonality. Look for where there's something that really stands out to you and is really like a pull. It's an anchor for you. And try and get that into a sentence or 2. And then once you've got that information, you're golden. You can use that as your guidepost. Use that as a sign to start to change your life towards living that purpose as often as you can. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to suddenly run the marathon within a week, or it doesn't mean that you need to make a drastic change to your career or your business right away. It can be small steps that you take towards moving forwards, but keep this purpose in mind in all of the decisions that you make. Now, I hope you found this valuable. If you'd like to go into a bit more detail into this topic, then come along to my live interactive workshop. It's an online workshop where we will discuss these questions in further detail. You'll get to communicate with the others who are in the room together with you online, and really get some real grounding on this topic. There's a link below if you'd like to attend that. And either way, I hope you found this valuable, and I'd love to see you back next week. Thanks.